Welcome to Comics with Dan. We're going to be reviewing Space Ghost number 5. So we left off in dire straits. In the midst of the Space Ghost crew trying to take down RoboCorp, Zorak escapes from prison. Space Ghost investigates a lead on Zorak while Jan, Jace, and Blip find themselves face to face with the prophet of Lokar himself. This issue starts with Space Ghost rushing to the kids' side to save them from Zorak. What's incredible here is to see the lengths that Space Ghost will go to for the kids. We've seen their relationship grow since issue number 1, and Space Ghost is willing to do whatever it takes to protect them. I really liked Pepose's voice for Space Ghost here. He makes him sound like a desperate man, doing his best to be brave, and I think that's exactly what he is here. We don't have any family or loved ones established for Space Ghost up until this point, other than Jan, Jace, and Blip. Each issue, we've steadily built up the attachment of Space Ghost to the kids. The dialogue that Pepose wrote for Zorak in issue number 4 was just some of the creepiest stuff I'd ever read. It was bone-chilling. It made me feel unsettled and uncomfortable. It was perfection. There was more here in issue number 5 that Pepose wrote that was just extremely unsettling and made Zorak this fantastic villain for Space Ghost. Pepose writes Zorak in a way that the readers are going to fear him as much as Space Ghost does. As far as the story goes, I'd say it was a great ending to the two-parter. I did get a little bit lost in the action for a few pages, but as long as you're okay with narrative taking a slight back seat for some action, then I think you'll be happy with it as well. In this issue, I realized that Jonathan Lau has been drawing Space Ghost in an extremely 90s style, with that impossible-to-obtain physique, which might sound like a criticism, but I love 90s comics, so I'm all here for it. This could very well be the best issue for Jonathan Lau and Andrew Dalhouse yet. As I've said in prior reviews, the more grainy, textured style that Jonathan Lau uses and how it complements Andrew Dalhouse's colors, it's definitely a departure from most sci-fi books. I personally enjoy the art style a lot, but would warn those that are trying this book out for the first time that it's a little bit less polished and more matte than you would expect from a sci-fi book for the most part. You can see in the page here the pencil shading used by Lau. In most Cosmic Adventure series, that would be a lot more solid and mostly done through Dalhouse's colors. And this is what I actually really love about Andrew Dalhouse's colors, is that he uses a lighter shade here, right? And he doesn't try to overpower Lau's penciled in shading. He lets it stand on its own. He copies, or not copies, but goes with the style of Jonathan Lau rather than trying to overpower it and make it something that it's not. I think that these two work really well together. I don't know if they've worked on something together before, but they definitely have a lot of chemistry here, and I love it. I think that this style would be absolutely stunning on newsprint. I wish that the book was in newsprint. I wish that all comics were in newsprint, though, to be honest. It does still look good digitally, as well as the glossy paper that the books have been printed on. Taylor Esposito is going to think that I'm a weirdo for reading all of his books, but, this might be the very best one yet. This was definitely the best of his that I've read in, say, the last month. I generally praise his creativity, how dynamic his letters are. Not all stories call for that. But this story is a thriller and absolutely calls for that. The lettering for Zorak is absolutely perfect. You can hear Zorak's voice coming from these letters. And it's just, I personally think that while David Pepose did a really good job writing Zorak, I don't know that it would have had quite the impact if not for the care and attention that Esposito put on Zorak's letters. Just absolutely tremendous. This book has been a masterclass for letterers. So if you're looking to get into lettering or up your lettering game, go check out Space Ghost. Absolutely. Space Ghost number 5 is in shops Wednesday, September 11th. The price point's $4.99. That price point's always a little tricky for me because at 32 pages, there are still really quality books out there at $3.99. But I will say, and I can't speak for issue number 5 yet, because I have read a review copy, but the other issues have had these really nice cardstock covers. So I do like that. And to me, you know, having that little upcharge there for the nicer covers, which I think DC does anyway. DC generally will charge an extra $1 for their cardstock covers. You know, it's not too bad of a value there. I think that this two-parter has really shown what this series is capable of, and I'm along for the ride. Make sure you like the video, make sure that you subscribe, check out my other videos here, and thank you for watching.